we caused a school assembly for messing around at a basketball game. We had a pretty good basketball team that year. And I don't remember if it was like a big crosstown rivalry near the end of the regular season or beginning of the regional tournament before you go to the state tournament. But when you had big games like that where a high school gym couldn't fit everybody, they would host it at the local college. So it's like a group of like 5 or 6 of us. And our student sections were out of control. It was like I said, I went to an all-guys school, so it was just like this massive mosh pit of dudes just going nuts when anything significant happened throughout the game. So this particular game was just nuts. We won a close game. And on the way out, I remember you just saw the bleachers. Like some kids had like kicked chunks of the bleachers and were like walking out with like seats with like the little metal number on it. Like, so we had kids walking out with seats. Just a bunch of high school kids that are all jacked up after a big game. So they're just out of control and your adrenaline's pumping when you're leaving the arena. So we had to cut through campus to get to where we had parked. So on the way to our spot, I jump up. I see this road sign, and it was like a speed limit sign that you would see on campus. I feel like a lot of college kids have done this or high school kids have done this, but I just jumped up and I smacked the back of it. Well, as I smack it, it just flies off. It wasn't bolted in, so this sign just goes flying. It makes like this horrible sound. It's all busted up, and we just take off running because they're like, I don't know if there's any like security cameras on campus. I mean, I didn't mean to do it. I just did it. So the big events like that, they always have like certain parts of the parking lot or parking garage blocked off. Like, it's just stupid. Like, it doesn't make any sense, and you don't know how the hell to get out because they're like trying to funnel everybody through like one exit instead of just leaving it as it would normally function. We get to our car, and Rosie's driving out, and there's cones blocking like the simplest exit that's like right in front of us to leave. And some other kids from our high school, I think it was a group of seniors, ran over the cones and left. So we just followed them out, and then a bunch of other cars started doing it. So the next day at school, we're chilling, and our principal, Mr. Snow, he was one of those principals always trying to be a hard ass, always trying to intimidate kids. And he goes, there will be an assembly, before lunch. We'll have an assembly in the gymnasium, the whole school. When you get that announcement, you're like, ah, shit, like, we're in trouble now. Like, this isn't fucking good. We go to the assembly, and during it, like, I'm going to be honest, like, as a junior, I didn't think anything of it because if I ever did anything or my buddies ever did anything, we were cross-country kids. Nobody ever suspected us. On top of that, our senior class that year was nuts. They were like crazy, out of control dudes. A lot of fun, but crazy. So we never really were suspects for that type of stuff. So, and you sit in the gym bleachers. So I sat up in the back, kind of like middle tier, like the least noticeable section is the best way to describe it. Was 7'5", the running back from our class for the football team, and then Rosie, Griff, Beef, they're all kind of spread out throughout the crowd. As our principal starts going, he's like, there's a certain level of respect that we have to maintain when we're at these games. Like, you're a representative of our school. You all represent our school. Like, kind of going on that type of tangent. Then he starts listing off the things that happened as we were leaving. He's like, after the game, we had reports of bleachers being torn up. We had reports of street signs being knocked to the ground. Well, as he starts listing that and the caution cones getting run over, like, my buddies are like looking back at me, and I'm like, oh my God, he's talking about us. Like, shit, I never thought we would draw this much attention. Oh, shit. So I put my head down because I'm trying not to laugh. On top of that, we have this goofy-ass dean of discipline who probably should have retired like 15 years prior to us being students there. Looked like a straight walrus. Like, had the goofy pointed head with like this weird balding Albert Einstein messy head look and the goofy-ass mustache and these round rim glasses. So he was always like buzzing around, and he had like like licking his lips like Bill Belichick's son. Like, just a goofy fucking dude. Mr. Snow's just ripping us. He's like, the behavior's unacceptable. If you think you're going to be doing this at games, you're going to be punished in school. Because we could be punished in school for a behavior we did outside of school if it was at a school-affiliated event or we had any, like, school spirit wear on, anything like that. So we are trying not to laugh. I'm telling 7'5", like, oh, yeah, this was me. And he's like, yeah, I know. So we're trying not to laugh. On top of that, the running back that's sitting with us, he had, like, I don't know if he had like ADHD or just like was just a crackhead or Tourette's, who fucking knows, but the dude was always like spazzing out saying funny ass shit out the side of his mouth, and he was hilarious. So he's saying a bunch of funny shit about our dean of discipline. We'll call him Gnarly. He's like, Gnarly, just a goofy ass motherfucker, like saying all this shit to us. This poor kid who played lacrosse, was 7'5", and was one of my good friends from when we went to elementary school, was sitting with us. We'll call him GT. GT is the most innocent kid in the situation. He just happens to be sitting between the running back who's talking shit about our dean of discipline and us, who were the culprits of 75% of the events that our principal's talking about. So we're all laughing. Our whole row is laughing. So we put our heads down like, God, I hope he doesn't see us because I can't stop fucking laughing. And then all of a sudden you hear Mr. Snow, rip him out of here. Rip him out of here, gnarly. Get him out of here. So, and he says it like 4 times. He's like, you think this is funny? Rip him out of here. Now we're like, you go from laughing to like shitting your pants like, fuck, is he coming to get us? Is he coming to get us? And you see the dean of discipline. Again, this is old ass dude, goofy ass, like, I was worried about him. You're worried about the principal, right? So he's like, the dean of discipline gets up to our row and he's like, who was it? Who was it? Who was it? And our principal, Mr. Snow's like, right there, and points right at GT, and you feel for GT, right? Because he has no connection to anything going on. He just was a kid sitting with us, and he can't get a hold of himself. He's still laughing. So Gnarly comes waddling through our row, grabs him by the shirt collar, pulls him out, and like the whole time he's walking him out of the gym, he continues laughing. So we all start laughing. And Mr. Snow, who's ripping us, he's trying not to laugh himself at this point, right? Like he's trying to keep his hard ass vibe to him, but the whole school is just trying not to bust out laughing because this kid got ripped out. He's probably getting suspended or detention, like who knows, right? At that point. But he's laughing the whole way out because of the shit that we were doing up in the stand. So that was one of the funniest in-school events that we had ever been a part of. And there will be more assembly-related stories on this Talks with Tom.
I was riding around town thinking to myself, is it gonna get